Alright, what's going on, people of YouTube? It's your boy M. Lee on the films, here to give you guys an unboxing and look at my new shoulder rig parts to rebuild my shoulder rig. What you're looking at on the right side is my ePhoto parts that I brought, I say roughly 3 years ago. You know, I brought various different pieces and then put them all together, made me a little shoulder rig. These parts have been lasting me a long time. Nothing's bent on the metal or anything. The follow focus is still pretty good. The only thing that's real cheap on these cheap shoulder rigs are the mat boxes. So that's all plastic, completely plastic, you know, and I need to actually throw this away and invest inside something a little bit better quality than that. But it's not bad for 20 bucks and for your first shoulder rig. So actually I want to do the envelope first. Do the envelope first. All right. Yeah, I'm doing this unboxing live instead of doing voiceover because I got a lot of different parts, so it's just better to do it live and get my full impressions on each item at a time. What do we have inside here? Okay, we got the shoulder piece. So the shoulder piece on Amazon is, if you guys seen from my film vlog of my pickups, it got decent reviews. You know, it's like made of, it feel like plastic foam. That's the best way I can describe it, and it's gonna feel way better. I'm hoping that these rolls will stay inside here good. That's what I'm really hoping. But it's better than using this bad boy right here. This was my shoulder piece right here, and the only padding I had between the metal was, I took one off, was this little, you know, little thin piece of quarter thick piece of, you know, foam that keeps your, you know, shoulder protected with all the weight and stuff like that. But this bad boy right here feels like it's about to really be doing me some good, having that weight on my shoulder. It don't be a whole lot of weight, but it'd be enough, especially carrying it for a while. You guys know I film up at Comic-Con. If you don't know, now you know. If you want to know more, subscribe. Y'all like that, huh? I gotta start using that more often. But anyways, yeah, man, carrying this around at Comic-Con, at conventions, or when I'm filming vlogs for people, you know, or public events. So that's gonna feel way better. All right, so I got three more items right here. Go ahead and get my blade. Okay, boom, boom, boom. These are I got some new rails, you know, a little bit longer than the ones that came with my other rig I built. So they both come inside like these little baggies. They even got like a little opening at the top. It's like a skinny Ziploc bag. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of cool and stupid at the same time. But yeah, so these are by SmallRigs. That's why I brought all this stuff by SmallRigs. This stuff on this side. This is by ePhoto. SmallRigs got, you know, slightly better quality than ePhoto. You know, and then like little stuff like this, I can unscrew that, and then I can add another one to the end of this if I want to. You know, little things like that. This doesn't have nothing on the end. These ones just got a little rubber little thing right there. I wonder if that comes off actually. Nope. Okay. This is my new, show y'all real quick. So instead of using this little contraption that came with the ePhoto rig, and it had like a little piece that connects and stuff, this is where the camera sits on top, you know, just basic, simple. And then the railing go through these two little skinny metal parts right here. So that's what this is going to replace. And right off the bat, I'm already pleased. Yes, sir. Man, that's what I love about being in the field of videography, photography, the type of stuff I do, we do. Those of you that do the same thing as well, you know, these are actually tools, literally tools. These cameras, lenses, batteries, all the stuff we buy are tools. But this is the only job where, or one of the only jobs where these tools feel like toys, Christmas, you know what I'm saying? It feels like we be happy. It feels good. Like, you just feel like I got some new toys. Like, these feel like Legos right now, man. Connects. But Damn, it's a way bigger difference with the even a little Titan knob majigger. SmallRig, name right there in the front. Zoom in up on that. This is how you kill two birds with one stone. Showing you guys a close-up of this item, and then at the same time showing you guys my first test of how close the 17-40 lens can focus to the camera. It's about I say about 3.5 inches from the camera. Real sharp. Look at that. I'm looking at the LCD screen. What the hell I'm trying to say? LCD monitor. All right, man. So when I tell you these knobs are super smooth, that's an understatement. I like how they're like skinny. You know, it's like a better feeling to the touch of your fingers and makes it easier to untighten and tighten up. But as you can see, there's a lot of mounting options. Got plenty of options all around this bad boy. Versus using this, no options at all. Well, there's one little thing right here. So I think you guys can kind of gather what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Or is it this way? No, 2 rolling setup. And then this bad boy is what's gonna put everything together. Instead of using, what was I using at first? Oh, it was this piece. Something like this. Then it went across and you have one piece right there on one rail that goes through, that rests on your shoulder, just one railing. For this new rig setup, there's gonna be a two railing type setup that goes across my shoulder. Instead of having one thing inside there, it's gonna be 2. See how this one was? It only had 1. So it just makes it more comfortable to hold the camera, makes the camera more stable. The other pieces I need to order are, I gotta replace these because these had got loose. So gotta replace these. The whole little mechanism inside the handle is like stripped or something like that. So I even took these off and that had nothing to do with it. Almost looked like I said GameStop for a second. As you see, SmallRigs. Even the plastic that these guys sent these, you know, parts in is even real good material and heavy duty, like real heavy duty. Actually, you know what? I'm keeping these. Like for real, like you should see how thick these bags are. Like the camera isn't doing it any kind of justice at all. I feel like it's almost impossible to punch a hole inside of them. They give you some tools and stuff. There's little screws you need. First and foremost, putting that across like that. Handle on each side, you know. And then 2 of these going down. This in the middle, over the shoulder, camera right there, bam. Alright, so as you can see, there it is. It may not look like much because there's still more stuff I gotta add to it. I think I'm gonna have to extend the rails as well so I can get the shoulder part a little bit further back. Haven't put it up on my shoulder yet, but that's pretty much how it's gonna be set up. I might have to mount like, the monitor right here because like my head is gonna be like right here. I'm not gonna be able to look at the LCD screen unless I move this forward. I can move it forward if I want to, you know, but then that'll add, you know, the weight to the front. I'm trying to put as much on my my actual shoulder as much as possible. So, you know, I can work around with it, you know, try different things out. Like I said, these handles are no good. And you may be looking at this as well, wondering like, you know, it seemed like the camera's mounted too far to the right. Well, your hands have to be directly in front of you while you're holding the rig. So if you put the camera like more towards the middle, that means your hands will be shifted to the side, like not directly in the middle of you. So in order for this to be directly on top of your shoulder and for your arms to be extended directly in front of you, you know, parallel or whatever the case may be. So in order to achieve that, you gotta have the camera mounted either far right or far left. but I'm very satisfied with SmallRig's quality. The quality of their stuff is real good. I'm not just saying that because I got something new. I'm dead serious. Like, now if this was my first rig that I was building, then that'd be different. I have something to compare it to, you know, my other rig that I had built. I went ahead and did some more things with the rig. As you can see, I got my monitor up on here, but I'm gonna have to get a longer HDMI cable because, as you can see, this coil cable is barely reaching. So I actually only had brought this cable so when I had the monitor mounted on top of the camera, like above the camera. So at first I was gonna have the monitor mounted right here just to save a little bit of room right here and be able to have access to my buttons if I need them right here. But I realized, or I forgot, should I say, I forgot that the fan is right here, the vent, and you can feel the air coming through. So if it's hot and you're filming on a hot day and you got that hot air blowing right there on your face, you don't want that. So I decided to use this like this whenever I'm using this shoulder rig with the camera mounted back here. One more thing that I'm kind of worried about is where the screen is mounted at. At first it was showing up in the shot because it's a wide angle lens, and also the 1740 is a wide angle lens at 17. So the edge of the monitor was in the shot, but that's not the main thing I was worried about. I scoot the monitor over. I'm worried about, like, if the sun is shining in this direction, would it cast a shadow on the lens? Because the 17 to 40 lens reaches about right here, so it should be all right, but still. And I'm glad the way I got it balanced, I don't need no weights on the back. So the less weight allows me to do this, hold it from the top handle of the camera. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit, and I can hold it up here. Or let's say I want a smaller form factor, you know, I can always take this stuff off, as I said before. Take that off. Take that off. Then I'm working with this, but I don't got a top handle though. It don't make it like a whole lot lighter. This stuff ain't really all that heavy. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, these like screws right here, let me go ahead and zoom in real fast. These that come with the little plate that I showed you guys from SmallRigs, it barely have any threads showing through the thing, through the head. When you screw whatever you're screwing onto there, like the threads barely reach through. So I'm glad that this is a permanent thing, because I got my I have a plate on top of that plate, you know, that takes the industry standard quick release plates. So let me show you guys real quick, or one of the industry standard quick release plates. So I got this bad boy up on here. At the little bubble level. So if you put it on a tripod, I got 2 of these. So I can easily put my camera up on here, slide it on, slide this off. See the quick release plate, you know what I'm saying? So I can slide this on this one, take it off, put it on the one on the tripod, take it off of there. I'm gonna get one for the slider when I get the slider, so I can just move my camera around easily on different tools without doing all that, you know, twisting. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's been M. Lee on the films, and I'm out. Peace.